Hi everyone, in this section we're going to talk a little bit more about how to structure your Python code and actually put it in operation way easier, because when your lines of code increase, you actually need to have some structure behind your code and you cannot simply just write line after line without thinking. For that reason, today we're going to concentrate on different functions, classes and structures that will help to structure your code and use it way easier. This will add more structure to your code and make it more professional. So let's start by digging into what are actually the functions and how you can create function in Python in order to help your code be more useful. So here I am in my IDE and I will create a new Python project in which we're going to add our data. So let's create next Python functions and then press finish. So here you have your project and I will create inside this project a PyDev module. So let's call the package Python 1, 2, 3. Let's create a funcpack and the name of the module will be called funcmod. Okay, so you can see that now we have our module created and let's start creating functions. So first of all, how we define functions in Python? So in Python, you define a functions by these three letters, def, then space, and this is how you define a function. Then, in our case, I will create a function that will assign a task to the user, and you will see what I mean. So when writing a function, after the def keyword, you will need to write the name of the function. So the name of this function will be homework underscore task, and then you write two brackets. That's it, and automatically I get two dots after that, so that's fine. So after you create the name of the function, you should go to the inner indentation level in order to write what is going to be displayed inside this function. So usually between these brackets you can pass parameters, or you can choose not to pass any parameters to the function, but later on I'm gonna talk more about this as well. So let's our function print a task. So your homework task double dot and then print and then the task. So the task will be declare a variable in Python. Okay, so this is the function and now you can call the function. So in order to know when the function started and ended, I want these two sentences. Print start and then print end. Okay, so between these two statements I will call the function. And how you do this? By simply defining the name of the function, so homework task and the brackets. Okay, this is how you are calling the function from your code. Now I will run the project and you can see here that we are getting all the messages. Your homework task, declare a variable in Python. So this was the most simple case of a function, because here you didn't need to pass any parameters, you simply call the function name and basically what was written inside the function started working, which were the two print statements. Now, the function also can get parameters. For example, if I write here language, okay, this means that in order to make this function work, we need to pass a variable that is going to be assigned to language. And inside our function, we're going to use language in order to refer to that variable. And how this is done? So I remove Python from here and I will simply write declare a variable plus language. Okay, and then when you are calling the function, here in the brackets you are going to pass the variable that you would like to be displayed inside your code. So this means every time you call the function, you can change the result of this function depending on the input parameters that you add inside it. So I will write here Java. Even though we're doing Python course, I will add Java here, and you'll see that when I run the code, you're getting here Java. Now, if I call the function again, but this time I write C++, then you will see that we're going to have two results, and in the first one we're going to use Java, and in the second one we're using C++. It is very important when you write functions that you need to pass a parameter to be sure that you pass all the necessary parameters in that function in order to operate. For example, if here I remove the C++ from the second function, this means we're not passing a parameter, so the value of language will not be assigned to anything. And now if I run it, you can see that we're printing the first function, okay, but once we go to the second one, we're getting the type error, and this is because the function requires an argument, one argument, which is called language, and we didn't pass it, and for that reason we're getting the error here. Now obviously, since you can pass one argument, you're also able to pass a second one. For example, let's assign a new variable here, which is going to be called task. So I will assign language and task. That's it. So now you can see here that the first thing we will need to add is the language, so I will add Java, and the next thing we will need to add is the task, what we want to do with Java. And I'll write here, write a function. So we would like to write a function in Java. And if I run the code now, you can see that we are getting write a function in Java, which are both parameters that we pass to the function. So now, since write a function is a task, I can simply write task equals, and then this will refer to the write a function. And next to it, I can write language equals, and here this will refer to the language. So I write here Java. And in that case, even though the places of our parameters are on different positions, this will not interrupt the function, and you get the right parameters on the right places. And as you can see here, we're getting write a function in Java as it's supposed to be.